Food for thought, in my humble opinion, by Sonia De Lorraine, with opinion number 3, regarding a few things, including this petition on change.org, petitioning the Electoral College, the electors to make Hillary Clinton president on the 19th of December 2016. I think it's pure lunacy. Looking on that site earlier, it shows that they have 4,511,516 supporters and only need 1,488,484 signatures to reach their 6 million, per the statistics I read on their site today. Well, first of all, it's amazing to me how these people who call themselves Americans seem to be attempting to dictate the American democratic process by undermining the position of the Electoral College, by forcibly asking them to basically cut off their nose to spite their face. Not sure they're going to do that. Seriously unbelievable in that their petition, of which I speak, reads things like they're wanting to use the Electoral College, obviously for their own means. Anyway, they're wanting to use the Electoral College while calling it the most undemocratic of American institutions, which, by the way, reading this and watching the news of late since Hillary's loss, their actions as a democratic are synonymous to that of a dictator. And to me, that is quite un-American, to say the least. Still, they are so demanding as they insult you and tell you what to do is flipping beyond me. Not to mention all their name-calling, shaming, and the projecting onto others their own actions as if to validate their position, no matter right or wrong, by means of this intimidation onto those who will simply not be swayed. All one has to do is turn on the news, but please don't, or be cautious of which news, because much of it is rubbish. Still, in any media, they are using forms of tyranny by basically storming the presidential seat of Donald John Trump, elected by democratic process, this same process afforded to Hillary Rodham Clinton, who lost. Again, I repeat that both candidates were afforded the same democratic process, and she lost while Trump won. Basically, what I have to say here is no reason for treason. No reason for treason. They need to stop. A petition is a request to an authority, most commonly a government official or public entity. In an informal sense, a petition is a document addressed to some official and signed by numerous individuals. A petition may be oral rather than written, and in this era may be transmitted via the internet. The term also has a specific meaning in legal profession as a request directed to a court order or administrative tribunal seeking some sort of relief, such as a court order. However, I'm speaking about informal sense. A petition, I can't say that word. A petition is a document addressed to some official and signed by numerous individuals, all right? However, petitions still require valid signatures. A valid signature on a petition is a signature that meets certain legal requirements as defined by each state, such that it counts toward the minimum number of signatures required to place an initiative on the ballot or a candidate's name on the ballot, or to move forward with a recall or other action initiated by the petition process. Basic requirements to establish that a signature is valid include the following. The signature must be of a registered voter as established by comparing the name to that state's list of registered voters. And I speak of a United States registered voter and a United States list of registered voters. All right? The signature on the petition must match the signature on the voter registration card filed when that voter registered to vote. The signature must not be a duplicate signature. This occurs when a voter signs the same petition more than once. If this happens, in some states, one signature counts and the other does not, while in other states, if a voter signs more than once, none of his or her signatures count. In petitions, recalls, ballots, etc., all require valid signatures by United States registered voters, and in some cases, most often requiring 25% of all registered voters who'd voted previously. I do not wish to get too much into the initiatives other than the fact, and my point herein is that both initiatives and petitions require valid signatures in these United States, not to mention a valid reason to want Trump out in the first place to warrant such a petition. He's not even, it's just beyond me. Plus, I have done research on some of the names posted as signatures by way of internet, only to find there are some that are illegal because they're invalid, as these persons found are neither Americans nor registered voters, many of whom may not even reside in the United States. Again, their petition to Electoral College contained signatures, some of which that are not valid, thereby are considered fraudulent and do not legally count in any petition, so their numbers are wrong. Here are some of those who gave their signatures that are questionable on this petition to the Electoral College on behalf of Hillary Clinton wanting to be made president on 19 December 2016 as follows. One is Claudia Lizaldi. I'm just nothing personal. It states here that she is a Mexican anchor born in Mexico, an actress and a model. I'm sure she's really great, but it states nothing about the fact of her being an American citizen. For more information on Claudia Lizaldi, Google search the internet or check her out on Wikipedia and Twitter, because I'm sure others can do who check signatures because they need to check the signatures can do a better job than me. I'm just checking as a layperson or as Joe E. Public. Another one is Rodinei, Rodiney Santiago. He was born and raised in Brazil. There he did move to Los Angeles, then to New York. He's a self-described as a Brazilian model. Is he Brazilian-American model? I don't know, so I'm not going to say. But these are things that I find questionable. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm saying I find this questionable. Linus Larsson. Linus Larsson, a member of the Curators of Sweden, is a social media campaign initiated by Svenska Institute and Visit Sweden on many sites, including Twitter, and can be found on www.larssson.se, which is Sweden. And he states in Swedish, if you translate it, the following: 3.4 million signatures to the Electoral College will ignore the election results and choose Clinton. Oh my word. That's just amazing. Well, in It doesn't state he's a Swedish American. He's a curator and a campaigner. And there you have that. You can do that research as well. I find it questionable. These three I find very questionable, and I have that right to question. In my research, I also found that most of these petitions are those many Americans consider to be the elites or the entitled. That's not considered American general public, or they are not. Let me rephrase that a little bit better before I get attacked. They found to be the elites or the entitled, though they're not considered the general Joe E. public, okay? Middle America or whatever the word. Here's the definition of elite by Merriam-Webster. 1, the people who have the most wealth and status in society. 2, the most powerful group of people. 3, a person who is a member of an elite. 4, a successful, powerful person. Definition of elite by dictionary.com. 1, the choice or best of anything considered collectively as a group or class of persons. 2, persons of the highest class. 3, a group of persons exercising the major share of authority or influence within a larger group. For example, the power elite of a major political party. 4, a type of font. 5, representing the most choice or select, the best. For example, an elite group of authors. Definition by Wikipedia. Elite is a term that originates from the Latin elegere, to choose, elect. In political and sociological theory, term for a small group of powerful people that controls a disproportionate amount of wealth, privilege, or political power in a society. Why is it again they use certain faces or names to push sales to the American consumer? This is the reason we see so many actors, actresses, writers, journalists, entertainers, films, television, the popular, used to represent Hillary Clinton even now, as she had also done in her whole campaign. As if to say, if these people are with me, who be against me? You would be deplorable if you are, and we'd all think so. Vote Hillary or revote Hillary. If not, shame on you. Now, I want to stress here, I'm not speaking about all of these actors, actresses, writers, journalists, and entertainers, etc., because there are many who weren't out there to sway your vote toward the popular. Also, they forget that these elites are in their position of popularity by way of we the people. And the presidential election is the one place where we the people said no, not here and not now, because we wanted someone to represent us and not someone who would continue to treat us as indentured servants. We wanted balance back in our American system again, with its checks and balances still in place to protect us before it was too late. We wanted a regular Joe, and we, the American people, voted for Trump. If we allowed it, the elites would continue to rule over us, how we dress, what we eat, what's in, what's out, who's in, who's out, and basically influence how we think. Hence the need for the Electoral College and their electoral vote. Amen. In closing, I wish to look at the word treason, for I tend to say this word often. Treason is the betrayal of one's own country by waging war against it, or by consciously or purposely acting to aid its enemies. And in my opinion, there's no reason for treason when you can just leave. We, the people, have spoken because we are mad as heck, and we are not going to take it anymore. We chose Trump to represent us, and he is our full support to make America great again. This has been my thought for the day, number 3, on this 20th day of November 2016, shared as food for thought, in my humble opinion, by Sonia De Lorraine. Thank you so much, and God bless America.